people don't think of New Hampshire as a coffee roasting mecca. I was actually really surprised to find Bill 4, 5, or 6 years ago, and I'm so glad I did.
New Hampshire Coffee actually started in Elliott, Maine as Piscataqua Coffee Roasting Company. It was founded by my late brother. Mike actually was more of a gourmet perfectionist. He just wanted a great cup of coffee, and there was really no place around that provided that. As Mike's health was failing him, he could do less and less. The reality is the business was going to get sold. I ended up falling in love with it. I loved what I was doing. I enjoyed the interaction with the customers. I loved playing with the different beans, the different coffees. I ended up buying it from the estate. And as I grew it, it stayed within a family. My brother-in-law has been with me for 12 years. He is my roast master. Ironically, his name is Mike also. My wife runs all the office operations, does all the accounting, all the ordering, all the order taking. It's very much a family business.
New Hampshire Coffee, can I help you?
We care a lot about what we do, and I think that shows in the product.
In the early days, we used to have to do this in small batches to keep the consistencies. We'd stir them with a wooden spoon, put the oils on while the beans were warm, and only to hear my brother tell us, don't break the beans, don't break the beans. But it was all about quality then. It's all about quality now. Our beans are coming from the top 5% of the beans produced in the world, the top 5% in quality. We import our beans from over 20 countries, Central American, South American, Asian islands, Africans, virtually all over the world. We're in our roasting room. Both of our roasters are Primo roasters. Mike's setting up to do an Italian roast now, which is actually one of our biggest selling dark roasts. It's a blend of South American, Central American coffees. The Central American will give us a nice clean finish, a little bit more earthy, lower acidic value. Whereas the South American beans are going to give us a little higher acidity. The bean presentation in this form, they should be fairly uniform. They should be a nice color for a South American, should have a nice jade green to it as these do. Just a very different complexity of the two beans. Blended together, they give us our achieved cup. Roasting coffee it's kind of like cooking a steak or cooking fish. 10 seconds too long in a roaster and it's overcooked. Mike is very good at the timing. Mike is exceptional at what he does.
Well, I just heard the first crack, and now it's going to be a little more time before we get that second crack. And what's actually happening is the bean is really expanding. And you have like over 200 chemical reactions that take place during the roasting process. I'm really starting to hear that second crack now, so almost ready to drop this roast. I have this little testing wand that really helps look at the characteristic of the bean and let you know when it's ready to drop. Okay, right now I'm dropping the beans into the cooling bin. You see that nice smokiness of the Italian roast? That's really what you're looking for. I take a lot of pride in what I do, so if it's not right, I won't use it. When you do a dark roast like a French roast or an Italian roast, a lot of the oils start to come out of the beans. They'll have that sheen to them from all the oils.
This is our grinding and packaging area. Now this machine is a granulizer. It'll actually grind over 1,000 pounds of coffee an hour.
The coffee goes into this one hopper here. The rumblers come on and they send the coffee down into the conveyor belt, up into this hopper, into the vertical form seal, our coffee bagging machine.
Our coffee is consumed by people from UNH. We serve about 400,000 cups of coffee per year at UNH, to restaurants like the Rosa or the library. Our coffee is actually available to anybody. You can come right in here to New Hampshire Coffee. We have a factory outlet where you can see things happening in the background while you got your coffee that was roasted that day. We bag our coffee here, we grind the coffee, we flavor the coffee. Everything is essentially done here. We even have been known to brew a little bit of coffee from time to time. Speaking of brewing coffee, I'd like to brew a cup for you with our latest product line. It's a coffee pod. It's just like a tea bag, but it's great coffee inside. Take that coffee, Put it right into this tray. Press it down, slide it into the brewer. Press brew. Now what's really nice about this, at the end of this, we're gonna have a product that's 100% compostable, 100% goes away. Versus those other guys that throw out billions of these every year. Look at the creme on the top of that, just like a cappuccino.
That's what my guests are looking for in an upper end inn. They want green, they want organic, they want sustainable, they want fair trade. And when I can deliver that to them, and put the icing on the cake for us is that it's local. You know, whenever I come here, I take away more than coffee. I learned something new today. Bill's got this pod thing going. So I'm really, really excited to see pods that work, that give me a great cup of coffee, that are local, and that are really green.